On today's episode, how Elon will destroy Uber with their own founder, Q2 delivery numbers shock Wall Street, and Tesla reveals their full self-cleaning vehicle. What if I told you that the same person who founded Uber will lead Tesla's robotaxi network to world domination? Put on your tinfoil hats. This is a wild one. If we are right on this, then important pieces of the robotaxi puzzle will be coming together in front of your eyes. The robotaxi unveiling event is getting closer, 8th of August, and knowing how Elon operates, I assume there's a frenzy going on at Tesla to make everything happen at the last minute. Elon likes to leave some breadcrumbs, and the latest in his trail is Elon following Travis Kalanick on X this Monday. Yes, this is the guy who founded Uber. Now, why would Elon do that, especially considering Travis hasn't posted anything since 2019? Well, Travis has a long history with self-driving cars, and what we've found is that he has been wanting to join forces with Elon on the robotaxi project more than once. Back in the day, Travis was tied down to Uber, but not anymore. In 2015, Travis said to Steve Jurvetson, then a board member of Tesla, in 2020, if Teslas are autonomous, I want to buy all of them. All 500,000 of the estimated 2020 production, I want them all. Well, Teslas weren't autonomous in 2020, but that's a whole other story. Jurvetson said that Travis apparently couldn't get a return call from Elon, so around this point is when he started developing his own self-driving cars with Uber. In 2016, we saw Travis again explain why it is so important for Uber to bet on self-driving. It starts with understanding that the world is going to go self-driving and autonomous. So if that's happening, what would happen if we weren't a part of that future? If we weren't a part of the autonomy thing? Then the future passes us by, basically, in a very expeditious and efficient way. If we are not tied for first, then the person who is in first, or the entity that's in first, then rolls out a ride-sharing network that is far cheaper or far higher quality than Uber's, then Uber is no longer a thing. In 2016, after seeing Apple invest $1 billion into a Chinese competitor called Didi, Travis says he called Elon Musk again with a proposal to team up. I said, look, man, we should partner. Travis goes on to say, Elon spent the rest of the call convincing me that it's too far out and it's not realistic, that I should just stick to what we do best and be focused, or I'm going to F it all up. That's when I knew Tesla was competing. By the end of 2017, Travis Kalanick was ousted as the CEO of Uber. Leading up to that departure, he also sold his stock in the company. We won't dig deeper into that. In 2020, Uber's self-driving unit was sold off to Aurora Technologies. Now that we know the story, do you think Travis might have just been ahead of his time with the robotaxi plans for Uber? On Travis's side, joining Tesla to build the Uber 2.0 on top of the Tesla robotaxi capabilities sounds like a dream or vision rather come true. On Elon's side, bringing in a visionary who built Uber to what it is, and someone who could already see the big picture 7 years ago, might be exactly what he needs. This could ensure the success of the consumer side of Tesla robotaxi operations, and also the success of the ride-hailing network, which uses the existing Tesla fleet whenever owners want to send their Teslas to work. Sounds like the perfect combo for the robotaxi wave. Now, personally, I wouldn't be surprised if Tesla has already hired Kalanick as head of robotaxi network and will announce this on August 8th. We've found 3 ways Travis and Elon have connected over the years. 1, they sat together in then-President Trump's advisory council in 2017, which both later quit. 2, just this April, Elon hosted a dinner with David Sacks at Sacks' house in Hollywood Hills with Kalanick on the guest list. 3, and this one goes way back, but it could even be considered funny in today's circumstances, Elon tweeted this out in 2013 about ordering a Tesla Model S on Uber together with Travis and Shervin. This also gives us the only picture of the two together. So, does all this mean Uber is going down? Let's see what they think of it. Uber and Tesla have partnered before, as many Uber drivers are using Teslas to do so, and the companies have offered incentives to make their vehicles more accessible for drivers. Uber is also using Tesla API to show a range-based trip planner so the driver could schedule rides based on their battery charge. We went through interviews of the current Uber CEO, Dara Khosrowshahi, from earnings calls and elsewhere and found what he thinks of autonomous vehicles. First thing I would say is that we think that the AV technology at maturity is going to be very good for the industry. It will be great for Uber. But really what we bring is the systems that we put in place, the pricing, matching, routing algorithms, and payment systems. In an interview with Morning Brew, he even went a bit further to talk about Tesla's branded network. What we are building is the largest demand network in the world and a dispatch layer that dynamically can decide, hey, for this ride, we should dispatch a person. For this other ride, we may dispatch a robot, and put it all together in a safe, reliable, predictive way. I think we're going to be more than fine, and I think there will be certain circumstances where users will want to use a priority network, branded network. They may use Tesla, but I think because we bring the most demand and because of all the systems that we built, we can be a big player in the space. So the current thinking at Uber, at least, what they want us to think they think, is that they don't see a problem because they already have their massive demand audience and the ecosystem built out. Now, if we circle back to Travis, he said already in 2016 that if Uber is not first or tied to the first, then Uber will no longer be a thing. A question we still have is why? If Uber CEO Dara believes that Uber will survive the robotaxi wave and do so well, why is he selling his Uber shares right now? Dara sold 1 million shares on June 17th for $70 million in a prearranged plan adopted on February 16th this year, leaving him with 1.2 million shares of common stock and 250,000 shares from derivative securities. This means he offloaded almost half of his whole position in the company. So what do you think is going on there? It certainly looks like Tesla has found their new head of robotaxi operations, doesn't it? Tesla posted its production and delivery numbers for the second quarter on Tuesday, and we can see that the company delivered a total of 443,956 vehicles in the second quarter, beating Wall Street expectations of 438,000. Notice that production was 410,831 vehicles here, with Tesla clearing out the surplus of the first quarter production. Tesla did retain their top spot as the world's largest EV maker, as BYD delivered 426,039 fully electric cars in the second quarter. The 443,956 deliveries is a 14.77% increase on the first quarter this year, and a 4.7% decrease from the second quarter of last year. We've already seen Tesla's stock price gain by around 15% this week alone. Elon posted after the Q2 results that once Tesla fully solves autonomy and has Optimus in volume production, anyone still holding a short position will be obliterated, even Gates. Here's a wild number for you. Tesla has now delivered a total of 6,227,920 electric vehicles since Model S production started in 2012. We were also waiting for growth in energy deployments, and this is just wonderful. Tesla deployed 9.4 gigawatt hours in the second quarter, a record high. The deployments were up 157% compared to last year, and up 132% from the first quarter. Tesla's next earnings call will be held on Tuesday, July 23rd. A new Tesla patent filing illustrates a system and a method for automatically sanitizing enclosed spaces, particularly vehicle interiors that can be shared by multiple people. It shows possible systems using the vehicle's HVAC system for hot air and also sanitizing light and steam. The system described is able to detect temperature, humidity, presence of pathogens, and other indicators. It would be able to automatically execute the sanitation process when people are absent. The patent even shows a process of automatically extending the seatbelt for sanitation. Tesla also demonstrates the autonomous driving system changing the vehicle orientation so it would increase the exposure to the sanitizing effect of sunlight. And if there is severe contamination of the vehicle, then external service robots will come to the rescue. This would be awfully useful for a robotaxi or your Tesla vehicle that you've sent off to do ride-hailing in the Tesla network.